Hi and welcome to Oxford Armenia Foundation. Today we're joined by Krikor Momdjian, a Netherlands-based Armenian visual artist and poet. Hi Krikor, and thanks for being with us. Recently you have generously donated two of your etchings to the Oxford Armenia Foundation. Could you speak about these two artworks? What's the inspiration behind them and what's their message?
Oh yes, thank you. Thank you, Narine. And also, Mariana. Uh, Perhaps I will repeat myself. First of all, allow me to thank you both for this invitation, for this interview. And I wanted to congratulate you at the first place with this initiative you took to start this fundraising for this beautiful project you're intending to realize in Armenia, for educational project, let's say, for children in Armenia. And responding to your question, why I chose these two works, actually I took them out of their frames so that you can see them. I think you can see now very clearly is about nature. We all depend of our surroundings, the nature, we have to take care of it, but we learn from the nature, and nature for me is not only this leaf, what you see here in a cosmic environment. Nature is all of us. I mean, we are part of the nature, and that's why love for your surrounding, learning from life. This is symbolically, nature is for me life, total life, and learning from each other, from your pains, daily pains or daily pleasures, defeat. And so children should get the most attention possible to see that life revives. Life is a continual rebirth. Well, this is the nature, which is the basis, let's say, of our existence. And then the second one is number 5, the following page, actually, in the book, which is based on what I just talked about, the world, the circle, which is the base, the fundament, let's say, and then the pyramidical form, which is longing to understand what is beyond this reality in which we are, why we are suffering, or why there are so beautiful things happening around us. And that longing for the divine is in this work. That's why these two works, I think, they complete one another at the same time and explain the philosophy of, seeing the world in a positive way.
Can you tell us more about your book, Ode to Life, Kenats?
Now, this book, you wanted to know about the book, the manuscript which was exhibited in the Bodleian Library, you know. I thought I'm going to make a special edition of it, but this book has the cover, the front cover and back cover, their original works, which are symbolically what we just talked about the seasons. When you look carefully, you see here four parts overlapping. Those are the 4 seasons, as symbolically. And the vertical lines are our um, dynamic daily life, which gives us surprises and joy and pleasure in life, because the whole book is a celebration of life. It is based on songs for Christmas and revival, as I said before. And on the backside, you have my whole philosophy about the construction, the link between life, our planet, and the cosmic entity. And then I have in it, so full page, 3 poems and 14 small couplets, Noel, Noel, Noel. But I wanted just to show you how in the book these 2 etchings are. Here, this is it. You see, it is in black and white. So our etching is in color. This is not edition. This is original. One, that's why it is written EA, that is épreuve d'artiste, artist proof. And it is in color. So it is very special, that one. And then the second one, which is this one, you see, on the left part, you see another etching, which is very evident. It is a pyramid based on the 4. I will finish it with one last poem, that is the epilogue, which is, I think, everything we are talking about, right? If you allow me. Epilogue. Verchapan. Come, my love, it is Noel, Noel. At last, time to sing and dance. With dreams humane, with graces divine. Come, my wanderer, no need for tears. There is room for everyone and everywhere. Who can tell us, after all, who owns the sun or the stars that we are not even able to tell about? Come, my friend, it is time to rejoice. It is Christmas, time for reflections, time to let sun glitter in our hearts, time to let the divine enter into our souls, time to cheer up and have joy together, time to give love and be loved. It is Noel, 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 my love, my life.
Could you talk about the techniques you used in making the artworks? What is an etching and how is it made?
I'm not going to complicate it. It's passionate process for me, etching, engraving, because if you compare with drawing or painting on paper or canvas, this is done on metal, first of all. Metal is the supporting element on which you make marks, let's say. To get a line like this is black, you have to scratch on the metal. The metal can be copper or zinc. In this case, I used zinc. I have here next to me all the ingredients I prepared. This is a simple zinc plate. So there's nothing on it, only I just made a line. I don't know if you can see it. I'll make another one. You use a needle. We call it dry point because this steel has real points with which you can make lines, let's say. You see, I made a line, a mark in it, a ditch. When I put ink on it, it will go in the ditch. And when you wipe off the ink from the surface of the metal, and you put a paper on it, and you pass it through the press, you will see only the line, which is, let's say, to give this one very simply, very clearly, the round form is just a round form I very naturally brought on the metal. It looks like a drawing. No, it's very hard work. You cannot make this, now that I look at it, as if I'm not the one who did it, but this form, to make it, you have to work a couple of years, you know, to achieve it. So in etching, you have dry needle technique. So it is directly working on the metal, but you have also aquatint technique, which I use to have different tones, you know, gray tones or darker tones. To have that, you have to use aquatint technique. What is aquatint? Aquatint is you use powder. It is natural element, a natural thing from pine trees. It's in a powder form. So that powder, you spread it on the metal, and then when you warm up the metal, it glues, it adheres on the surface, let's say, and then you put it in acid, ferric acid or nitric acid. Ferric acid I use because it's less dangerous. They're all toxic anyhow. That powder is also toxic. You have to use mask. In the studios I work, there were beautiful ventilation. It should be. Otherwise, you have problems with your lungs. And those points, let's say, you receive it because when you put the ink, the metal. Wait a minute, I have it here. The original. This is it. You see that it is reverse, as if you are looking into the mirror. So you should know that when you do something right and you print, it will be printed as if going left. If you understand, you see it. So this aquatint, you receive it when you clean, when you put it in the acid, and then you take it out of the acid bath, and you clean everything, and you put ink on it. The ink goes to those points who were not protected, because the acid bites that part, and then you receive a ditch, let's say. So your ink goes in those places, and the other surface, which is protected by the powder, will remain white. That's why you get those white points. Well, you see how passionate work is this. It is a lot of work, and it's very dirty. Your fingers are all black, and I don't mind. It is beautiful to be busy with it. And one last thing on this work, which is they say characteristic in my work, an etching. I make holes in the. This is a hint, something I never talk about. I make holes in the metal. In this case, I have 4 that is symbolically for the 4 seasons that come back. We are depending of those 4 seasons. But at the same time, I wanted a link with what we don't know. What is life? Where do we come from? What are we and where are we going to? So that's why the connection with nature is essential.
Thank you, Krikor, for this fascinating insight into etching techniques. In the past 5 minutes or so, I've learned so much, and I hope our audience enjoyed listening to your explanations. So could you please tell us why you decided to support our initiative?
It was my pleasure. If I could be any help to be, in a way, helping to realize your project, which is like a dream for me. I mean, a dream becoming reality, helping Armenian children who need now more than ever our help, because they are not aware, if they are very small, happily, I hope so, what's happening around. We think they don't know. Of course, they suffer. Of course, they know what's happening, but they cannot talk about it. They cannot express it, but it remains. That's why we had to be to give all attention to care, to give them the protection to build their minds and spirits in a more positive way and develop their characters, of course, and see that life has beautiful things to offer.
Well, thank you so much for your support. As you know, art therapy is an important part of our first educational project, which we are planning to implement in the Shirak region of Armenia in the summer-autumn of 2021. What do you think about the role of art in the development of children?
Oh, it is essential. Art gives, is like a window, like Da Vinci said. You look at the world in another way, with new expectations, because every day when you look at the trees, I am looking now outside, I see the beautiful trees. I see them in the whole year, how they change, how they lose their leaves. With art, you try to transmit this joy of life, this joy of unexplainable pleasure, of being, of living, of loving. What can I say more? Art is an expression of love.
Thank you for your time and this insightful conversation, and for sharing your beautiful art with us. The etchings are available for sale. Email us if you're interested. You can still support our first educational project in Armenia by donating to our fundraiser. The project will begin in July 2021. Thanks for watching.